Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good morning to you. So this is actually the additional part and also the correction for the Boolean function using multiplexer and decoder, which is a part of chapter 6. So this is actually the answer that I've given to you in the first example of using the 8 to 1 multiplexer by implementing this function. So some of you has been asking me what are the differences, because the final exam and also the test give the selectors input of S0, S1 and S2, but this answer give you the input of A, B and C. So now I will show you how to connect the multiplexer if you are given the input selectors of S2, S1 and S0. Okay, so if you are given the input selectors pin of S2, S1 and S0, so you need to identify which pins indicate the significant bits level. So for this example, S2 will indicate the most significant bits and S0 will represent the least significant bit. So as the input of S2 represent the MSB, so the MSB part of your input will be connected to the MSB part of the selector pin. Therefore, A will be connected to S2 because A is the most significant bits of your inputs. And C will be connected to S0, which is because C is the least significant bits of your inputs. Okay, and it will follow the flow of arrangement of the inputs, significance level. Okay, so next I will show you if you are given the question to connect the IC 8 to 1 multiplexer, which is given the model of 74151. So for this IC, it has 3 pins for the selectors, which are A, B and C. But you must identify which one is most significant bit and which one is the least significant bit for selectors. So for IC 74151, the pin A represent the least significant bit and pin C represent the most significant bit of the selectors. So you must connect your input to the correct significant bits based on the level. So because C is the least significant bits for your input, so the input C will be connected to the A, and then B is at the middle, so it will be automatically connected to the B, and C is the MSB part of the selectors, so it needs to be connected to the MSB part of the inputs, which is A. So as A is the MSB part of the input, so A will be connected to the pin C. Okay, so next is the second example of using 4 to 1 multiplexer by implementing the similar function previously. So if the question given to you the input selectors of S1 and S0, so you can just identify the most significant level and least significant level of each selectors. So we are given S1 and S0 usually for the input selectors. So S1 represent the most significant bits and S0 represent the least significant bits. So you must connect your inputs based on the significant bits level, where A is the most significant bits, so that's why it is connected to S1, and B is the least significant bits because we have only 2 inputs in this example. So it will be connected to the S0, which is the least significant bits pin for the selectors. Okay, so next there is a mistake that I shown to you on this part, which is the Boolean function using multiplexer and decoder. So because the decoder IC 74138 has 3 pins, which are A, B and C, So each pin has different level of significant bit, where the output will become C will be connected to A, B is still connected to B, and A is connected to C, because the pin A represent the least significant bit of the encoder input. Of the decoder input, and C represent the MSB part of the decoder input. So that's why the MSB part of the decoder input, which is represented by pin C, will be connected to the MSB part of the input, which is input A, because input A is the MSB part. So input A will connect to the input pin C, which is the MSB part of the 328 decoder for 74138 IC. And pin A is the LSB part of the input of 74138 IC. So it will be connected to the least significant bits of the inputs, which is C. So you need to know. So from this lesson, what you need to learn is that you need to identify at each pin where are the least significant and where are the most significant bits, which represented by the pin annotation. And the level of significant bits must connected to the same level of significant bits of your inputs, so that your circuit will it will be working properly, so that you will not making a mistake inside your final exam or inside your test. So that's all for the additional notes and the correction for these lectures. So thank you.